Hi everybody, and welcome to Pastor Talk. I want to talk to you today just briefly about what it means to be a vital part of your community as a church. What does that mean? I want to give you an example of a church that I've been able to spend quite an extended period of time with and study some of the things they're doing. And it's a vineyard church that just does some extraordinary things in this area, as many vineyard churches do. If you're not that familiar with them, this is one thing that they tend to do very, very well. This particular church has impressed me a lot. Let me just give you some solid examples of some things they do that let the community know that the people in the community are important to them as a church. I noticed that on Halloween, instead of doing like a trunk or treat party or something like that, though that sometimes is effective, though it seems like everybody's doing that these days, what they did was they got the church together and they put together a bunch of treats, all kinds of different things, and they went door to door in their community and they passed out treats door to door. So instead of going up to somebody's door and asking for something, they gave them each something, and they'd simply let them know this was a gift from Vineyard Community Church. They didn't say, come to church next week. They didn't say, if you die today, do you know if you go to heaven or hell, or anything like that. They simply let them know it was a gift from their church, and there were no strings attached. There's no obligation. There was no cost to them whatsoever, and it was received in a great way, because people expect anyone that comes to their door these days, especially a stranger, to come wanting something. Let me give you another example of what they do. There's an elementary school in the same area that the church is in, and so they went and they talked to the teachers at the elementary school, and they found out what type of supplies those teachers needed. Because unfortunately, in a lot of schools today, the teachers aren't given all the supplies that they need, and the teachers, at great personal expense, have to buy these things and bring them to school so that they'll be able to do their job. And so the church got permission from the school. They found out from the teachers what they needed. They put a list together of what they needed, and then they put that before the congregation, and people in the congregation then brought these items to the church. They put together packets for the teachers, and then they had a day where they went to the school, met with the teachers, and they handed them out these supplies that they needed so badly. And this is done at the beginning of the school year. And the teachers were so grateful. Some of them were in tears. And what did that do? It let the teachers and the community know that that church wanted to be a part of the community that they were in. Let me give you one more example of what they do. They bought these containers. They're kind of like these huge thermoses that have a dispenser on the side of them. And they work like backpacks. You strap them on your back, and you can fill these up with liquid, and then you can dispense it out of the backpack, or out of the container. And so what they do is, every year, when there's a Christmas parade in town, they fill these up with hot chocolate. They strap them onto their backs, and they go walking through the crowds at the Christmas parade, and they offer free cups of hot chocolate to anybody who wants them, simply letting them know it's from this church, but there's nothing that goes on beyond that. It isn't that they don't believe in evangelism. In fact, it's the exact opposite of that. But this is a pre-evangelism type of event. And what they have done is, by doing these types of things, and they do many more things like this, is they have shown the community that they want to be a part of it. They're not just a church sitting on the corner hoping that people will stop by. They're going out in the community and let the community know that they care about them. And by doing that, they become a vibrant part of that community that they're in. Something else that happens, the people within the church get excited, because who's in that church? A lot of the people are those who have been affected in some way by being ministered to before they ever came to that church. And that church has multiplied over and over again, and it puts within these people, instills within them a desire to reach out into the community and help others. That is how you become a vibrant part of your community and let them know that you are needed there. The sad fact is, a lot of people don't even know there is a church in their community, because the church isn't doing anything whatsoever to reach out to them. Here's your opportunity. Use some of these ideas or come up with your own. What fits your community? Maybe you're urban, suburban, maybe you're out in the country. No matter what your situation happens to be, no matter how big or how small, you can do this, and it will make an impact on the lives of the people that you reach out to. Thanks for joining me for Pastor Talk.